Good morning, everyone. This is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video, and I hope you're having a good day so far. I came in today because I got some things on my mind. This video is probably going to be very long because there's a lot going on in my head because of all the things that have happened this week. So if you would just bear with me while I sort it out and talk it out and just try to get to the core of what I'm feeling. Now, a couple days ago, I did a video on Alton Sterling. And then yesterday, I did a video on Philando Castile. And then at the end of the day, yesterday, I did a video on an encounter that I had with the police officer yesterday. And after everything that happened yesterday with that police officer, I've been thinking about that encounter. I keep asking myself, why was he nice to me? Why was he courteous to me? Why did he go out of his way to make sure that I was okay? And I didn't get much sleep last night, and not because of this, because I just don't sleep much. Doesn't bother me. I could get 2-3 hours of sleep and I'll be fine. But while I was up, watching everything that's going on in Dallas, I kept coming back to, why was that police officer courteous and treated me like a lady? And I didn't have an answer. I just had more questions like, did I just meet the one white officer who is friendly? Was it that, when they had their briefing for the day, that they were told, when you go out there, if you encounter a black person, try to be a little nice? Or, just simply, was he a decent white officer? I had those questions, and I still have them. Because the only thing that I know of the police is mean, brutal, disrespectful. That's all I know. I can only go on my experiences with them. I've never, like I said in my video yesterday, I've never ever had a positive experience with the police officer. It has always been where they are very sarcastic to me, speak to me in a disrespectful manner, or they're just downright mean. So when I had that experience yesterday, being terrified all throughout it, that something could go left and I could be hurt or even killed or disappear or taken into a jail and maybe unspeakable things done to me. I just didn't understand it. And when I rolled away, when my son finally got there and I rolled away, I was just quiet, and I couldn't believe that I had made it out of that experience unscathed. And when I came home and I got hydrated and turned on the news and saw everything that was going on, I was so very torn. I'm sitting here watching my people on television enraged over, the killing of Alton Sterling and that brutal murder of Philando Castile with that 4-year-old in the car. This woman sitting there watching this law-abiding black man being shot to death right before her very eyes with the baby in the back seat. And I hope I don't break down, but every time I think about that there was a baby, a 4-year-old in the back seat. What if that bullet, one of those bullets had gone through the seat and killed that baby or injured that baby? And didn't hear that little voice when his or her mother was screaming, just out in frustration and pain and anger. And the baby said, "I'm here, mommy. I'm here with you." To watch Alton Sterling's son just break down, it broke my heart. I'm the mother of a black son. And I'm scared for him every day. Not from, what'll go on with, another black guy, because, my son is a peaceful guy and his friends are peaceful and he shies away from any danger. I'm more worried about if he encounters the police. He drives a big old expedition and, most of the times they pull him over. They're searching his car. They have him handcuffed. And, I'm just worried about him. And I look at television and, they have the news, kind of turning in the tide where they're wanting us to feel sorry for these cops. And I'm just sorry, but I stand by everything I said. Now, don't get me wrong. I have sympathy for the families of those cops who died. I'm not a terrible person. I have sympathy for them. I will say a prayer for them that God helps them through this. But I also have sympathy for my people. I am just so tired of all the things that you see done to us. I'm so tired of being, discriminated against and treated unjustly or unfairly. I'm just tired of it. I talked about in one of my videos how sometimes when I work in these offices where I'm the only black person, and some of the things that are said to me, and, sometimes, man, I tell you, it makes you just pause and look at them and say, you know what? God, I want to hurt them. Touching my hair, just saying all kinds of crazy things, or asking, just inappropriate questions, just all kinds of things. I don't even want to bring up, specific instances, because it will make me more angry. After I had that encounter with that police officer yesterday, I came home and it was like I had been through war. And I know my experience was very good. And I had, the perfect officer, if there could be one. But the fear and the terror when he pulled me over, it's sad that I had to go through that. My heart was beating so fast that I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe, y'all. I was so scared when he was walking up. Because of what I watch on television, because of what I've been through in the past, because of what people that I love have endured at their hands, because of the things that I've seen in my 51 years, I was terrified. Just shaking and trembling all over. It's sad that we have to feel that way. It's sad that we have to be treated this way. I was sitting there yesterday just praying, God, please let me walk away from this okay. Please don't let nothing happen to me. Please. And I just, I was afraid. And, as this whole encounter progressed, I kept in my head asking why. Why is he being nice? Is this a setup? Is, he trying to, get me to calm down and then, he's going to drop the whammy on me. That's just the way we feel. That's what we've been conditioned to believe about them, meaning the police. And then I go back to all these people that have died at their hands. I'm from Cleveland. I keep going back to Tamir Rice. The thought of that 12-year-old boy standing in a park and, those police riding up on him, and within 2 seconds, this boy was down. And guys, there is a video that shows the entire encounter. It just didn't end when they shot Tamir. His sister, after she realized that that was her brother, she ran over there, screaming, and, she had just heard that her brother had been shot. And what those police did to her, they handcuffed her, like kind of tackled her, handcuffed her, and put her in the back of the car. Now, the police car that they put her in was right there. And she watched her brother lay on that ground, moaning and dying. And I think she was only like 14 years old. And they were mean to and disrespectful to Tamir's mother. They treated them like they were the criminals. This is the world we live in, people. This is the world that we live in. And like I said in my previous video, I don't believe that anything is ever going to change. I watched Diamond speak. That is the young lady that was in the car with Philando Castile. And she told it all. She said that officer probably went home and told his wife, I killed a nigger today. Can you imagine the horror that keeps replaying in that girl's head? They think that we're animals and that we live like this on a daily basis with violence all around us, but we don't. So what that girl and that 4-year-old experienced in that car, I don't think I could recover from actually seeing someone shot and then watch blood seep all through their t-shirt, and then the person's life slowly ebbs out as I sit there and watch. They got to stop this stuff. Now we got these police officers down in Dallas, being shot and killed, and, this sniper. And I don't know how to feel about that. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't know how to feel about it. Like I said, on the one hand, I feel sorry for the families. But on the other hand, guys, and I'm just going to keep it real, this is sad, but and I'll probably get in trouble for this, but as my son said, it's a war. And we're fighting back now. And we didn't want it to come to this. But they won't fucking leave us alone. Again, I don't condone violence. I'm a law-abiding, peaceful American citizen. I work every day. I've taken care of my kids without any type of public assistance. I just been working. And I understand the anger and the frustration of this young man that got on that building. They said he was a 25-year-old Makai Xavier Johnson. I understand the anger. And I understand, just wanting to do something. Now, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Don't get me wrong, but, when we try to beg them to stop and tell them this is what is going on, they're not listening to us. And some people are not rap tight. They will get up and say enough is enough and go out and do something unspeakable like what's happening in Dallas. They brought this upon themselves. Let's face it. They brought this upon themselves. He's dead now. But let's face it, people. We know where this anger comes from. This is over 300 years of being mistreated, discriminated against, brutalized, and treated as second-class citizens, not even Americans, not even human beings. We have been so wronged against. So wronged against. And you can't keep putting your foot on the neck of a person and holding them down without them wanting to fight back after a while. This is where this anger is coming from. This is where these protests are coming from. People are tired. They are tired. This Black Lives Matter group, I support them 100%. All they're doing is standing up for what they believe in, and they're telling stories of what has happened to them, and they're fighting back. They're bringing awareness to what's going on. They brought this shit on themselves. You come into our neighborhoods, you mistreat us, you beat us, you brutalize us, you rape our women. This is all like slavery again. The only difference is now we have cameras to film it. And these stories are getting out more and more of things that we know happen every fucking day in our neighborhoods. Every fucking day. So when I think about that encounter with that police officer yesterday, you know, I'm not going to not thank him because I was afraid. And as I said numerous times, he went out of his way to make me feel comfortable. And I just wonder why. I guess, like I said, I encountered the one cop in my lifetime that was nice. And while I appreciate him, just like I said in my other video, I wish some of his fellow cops would carry themselves with as much dignity and just, you know, understanding that he did. And that's all I got to say about this today. I'm going to continue to watch all this stuff in Dallas, and I may come back on later on and give like my critique of what's going on. And as always, you guys, please stay safe. It's a war out there, y'all. And we've been losing for years. And I guess these people, you know, these crazies have just given up, and they're coming out the woodworks, and they're doing, you know, meeting violence with violence. And again, I don't condone violence. I don't. But this is, you know, these people have been forced to it. I'm just forced to do this. I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys have a great day, and thank you for rolling with me on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.